Okay, they say you can't go home again, I guess, unless you're a Time Lord. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and having watched the first special that we have waited so long for in this new, essentially reboot of Doctor Who, with David Tennant as the 14th Doctor, TARDIS immediately materializes right in front, essentially, of Donna Noble, who with her trans daughter, Rose, is doing some kind of shopping. And they bump into each other, and immediately a spaceship goes and crashes somewhere in the distance. The Doctor then jumps into a cab that's driven by Rose's husband, and it's a frenetic pace from then on. And I can't say that there was anything really wrong with this entire episode. The sense of fun, the sense of adventure, the breakneck pace, and just the way the Doctor is portrayed. He is a little bit more of a little more subtle in some places, and takes in some of the characteristics that were put in by Matt Smith and by Capaldi and by Jodie Whittaker. And in fact, there's a nice little joke in there with the psychic paper that misidentifies him. And he says to it, slapping the notebook, "Keep up." And finds himself in the midst of Donna's family. And we have to figure out now how to keep Donna from dying if she starts to recognize who he is. And we know that she's going to be in all three specials, so there has to be some way they can work together without her dying of this. And the way they come up with it, I think, is plausible, and in a Whovian sort of way. I mean, there have been so many changes of continuity over the years, and they explain it away by saying, well, something else happened and that caused this. But what they have here kind of even surprises the Doctor, and it works. It's believable. It does not seem overly contrived, and that's a tall order considering what the stakes were here. Our protagonist, Beep the Meep, is a being on the run, and in doing so, he is protected by Rose, and then the Doctor tries to get the Meep back where it belongs, and is being pursued by some insect-looking guards. And upon inspecting the ship, we find our unit agents become entranced with something and start going against the Doctor. And so all of this is going into a big confusing pile, and yet the Doctor is charging right through it and finds his way to the ship and is able to stop at least the destruction of London. And I have to say that it's well directed. It's fast, it's entertaining, it's funny in a lot of places. It does not have the dead seriousness of much of the Jodie Whittaker era. And I've been working on this for a long time, trying to figure out what went wrong there. It's not that she was a bad actor. It's not that the writing was that bad, but I think that it was just all so down. And that went as far back as actually the second part of Matt Smith. His Doctor, after he met Clara, was kind of in a state of depression, and that kind of continued through Peter Capaldi. As good as he was, still he was always this what kind of man am I basis all the way through much of the show, and so deathly serious about everything, and Jodie was even more so. And now we've got back with David Tennant, And he is certainly serious, but in a way that is done at such a pace that it doesn't drag you down. And everything going on around him that is so ridiculous is enough to keep things light. The unit has much more James Bond type weapons than they did before, which is improvement. The special effects, generally speaking, are much better than they were before. Even the opening credits are inspiring. And they showed the inside of the TARDIS for the first time, and it is really impressive. And it has the thing that the Doctor was most proud of was that it has a coffee machine now. But otherwise, it looks very much like a traditional TARDIS. It has the round things in it, as they described it in the 50th anniversary special, and it has the actually even more space in the console room than before. The console itself is bigger than it's been before, and it's about as different from what we have seen as the Christopher Eccleston version was against Sylvester McCoy. So I think it's a very good reboot. I can't wait to see the next 2 episodes of the David Tennant specials. The second one will be on December 2nd. The third will be on December 9th. And on December 25th, that will be Ncuti Gatwa's first installment as the new Doctor. So we have a lot to look forward to and a lot of entertainment. I've got to go back and watch this just to see if it was as good in the second view as it was on the first. I think this is something that is very reviewable. It all happens in the present, but at the same time, it is full of everything that happened really in the first episode of the reboot and even more, because it's very referential back to the previous Doctors and also back to everything we knew about Donna and her grandfather and her mother and what happened to the big lottery win that she got at the end of Tennant's reign as the Doctor. So all of that is addressed. All of it is done very well. So I'd like, if you've seen this, to let me know what you think about it. And then, of course, subscribe to the channel, if you will, if you've not already subscribed. And click a like, if you will. We are excited that Doctor Who is finally back, and we can't wait to see what happens as we go forward. We're doing some retro reviews on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of Deep Space Nine, of Star Trek the Original Series, and of Babylon 5, respectively. And we hope that you'll join us for that as well. And we'll have our next Doctor Who review probably on Mondays for the shows that are the 2nd and the 9th of December. We'll have things ready by Mondays. We got this one a little bit early, thanks to some fortuitous timing on our part. So thank you for joining us, and until next time we see you, don't go far.